Here is another Space Station 13 guide. This is a quick one on something that you cannot find much online about. There are no videos on this, barely any guides on this, and I think it is extremely awesome content that Goonstation has implemented. This is the Eldritch/Ritual content that they release during the month of October. And just so everyone's fully aware, this is content that is not fully fleshed out. They are still working on it slowly.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
Modifying it. Someday the rumor is this ritual stuff will be in the game all the time, and it will not require space bucks. But for now, it needs space bucks. For now, this is just some basic information to get you started. And this is not a full-on guide. This is basically just a call to action to get you experimenting or donating your space bucks that you're sitting on to other people that are experimenting, and you can sit back and watch and have some RP fun. During the month of October, in the church where the chaplain spawns is a purple altar table. And this is where you start. But start what, you might be asking? What is it exactly I'm starting? Well, if you like to draw artwork on the ground that summons fiery bees that attack everyone nearby, then this magic is for you. If you like to open up portals to hell and unleash myriads of mysterious aliens onto the ship, this is for you. And if you have an imagination and time to experiment, you can figure out a lot more rituals and spells to perform. Like summoning a cloud of darkness to blind everybody in the entire vicinity. Or better yet, healing water that gives life to all who touch it. The only caveat is you need space bucks to buy most of the equipment from the altar. And not credits, but space bucks that you earn from playing the game and doing your shift properly and surviving.
If you're sad, don't be sad.
You can also earn some good chalk to get you started on rituals by doing some sacrificing of NPC mobs on the altar, but I'm not 100% sure on this. Please comment down below if you know. But for the space bucks, you want to find rich whales. For the big whales out there and the rich spacemen, this is an extremely cool thing to do with all your saved up space bucks. It costs 6,668 space bucks to buy ritual chalk with 60 uses and various other items you can purchase. It costs 1,000 space bucks for a thermometer or a thermometer, depending on which side of the Mississippi River you're on. 2,000 roughly for a ritual knife. To be honest, it's 2,500 is what I paid during my ritual session in the video footage. 500-ish for the paper. The paper, I have no idea what that's for. Now, some people are calling this thaumaturgy, which is a pretty cool name for it. The whole combining of the different sigils to do the different magic. Pretty interesting. I guess there is a box of ritual stuff somewhere in the chaplain's office or in the church, and in that box there is a guide that can help you, but very limited. Doesn't tell you much. Now, this guide is not going to be a complete and full guide on rituals. This information is far and few between. I just want to get some information out there on this to get you out there trying this.
Just do it!
Going to the chaplain, finding out about this together, trying out the altar, because not enough people know about this mechanic. This is super hidden content that only exists for a 1 month period in the month of October. The whole concept of rituals, after you spend the money to get the chalk, the 6,668 space bucks, which is like playing 3 to 4 rounds of Captain and doing really good in surviving. So a little time consuming to earn that much money. From a paste spin made by an awesome person out there, and I will post links down below to this article. Rituals are a form of magic that can be performed by almost anyone, although chaplains have an easier time. At the bare minimum, you need ritual chalk. You can buy some for between 2,000 and 6,668 space bucks. The thermometer that you could buy for 1,500 roughly lets you gather some data from your ritual. The basics of the rituals. Any ritual starts with a ritual anchor drawn on the ground using ritual chalk. The anchor is the most important part of any ritual because it ties everything together. Above the anchor goes the core component of the ritual. The core component determines the broader effect of what you're trying to achieve. Evoco, for example, will, in a wider sense, summon or create things. Any components directly adjacent to the core component will directly modify said core component. They will not be used for any secondary effect. Components next to the core are core exclusive. For example, placing an Apis next to your Evoco will summon some bees. Other components that are not directly adjacent to the core will provide secondary effects. Such effects might include modifying the power of the ritual or targeting specific things. Add a homonym to the bee summoning, not adjacent to the Evoco, and you'll summon a bee on a nearby human. Not terribly useful, but hey. Once you arranged all your components, it's time to do some magic. Simply say the name of every component in your ritual out loud. It's that easy. This does not include the anchor. If everything went alright, something will happen. Who knows what? It's magic, deal with it. Chances are, however, that not everything went alright. Chances are your first try fizzled. But why? Power and energy, the most important parts of the ritual that you cannot see unless you use a thermometer, are ritual power and energy. Energy describes the fuel of your ritual. If you don't have enough juice for what you're trying to do, then it's not going to work. Some components will use energy, others are free. You can get more energy from such things as sacrifices. Power is the strength of the effect that you're producing. More power means more dramatic and impressive results. Power can mostly be gained in the same ways as energy. And here's why chaplains will have an easier time with this stuff. Having a chaplain close to the ritual will automatically provide it with some free power and energy. Neat, specifically 2 of each, which is enough to easily whip up some minor tricks. Other things, tooltips on the chalk menu will tell you what roles a component can provide. In the end, it all comes down to experimentation. See what works together and what doesn't. On that note, you might find that some objects on the station can be used as ritual components. ... And then they go on to teach you how to make a fire bee. The altar has 2 sides to it, and these pictures symbolize what you can do. The symbol on the left is a sigil of sacrifice, if you recognize it, and the rumor is you can sacrifice mobs on this side of the altar. And I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. The beauty is you're going to comment down below if you have any information. And the symbol on the right I can't recognize, but maybe it's the symbol for space bucks. I don't know, but I do know space bucks work on the table. Some of the sigils are the ritual anchor, which you need to start every ritual, and you tie the other sigils around this anchor. And if you examine these sigils or look at the flavor text above it, they give you hints on what you can do with them and give you ideas of different combinations. Anima, the sigil of souls. Sprites created by this sigil may be overload unpredictably when more than one sigil is used to modify them. Air, the sigil of air. Terra, the sigil of earth. Ignis, the sigil of fire. Obscurum, the sigil of darkness. Modus, the sigil of movement. Apis, the sigil of bees, which is a extremely important one that you can use to summon many different things. We summoned a fire bee that started shooting fireballs at everyone in the chapel, causing mass chaos. And that's just one bee. As you see in this video by Little Mac Big Mac, shoutouts to you. You know who you are. In this video, he uses these sigils with an extreme amount of sacrificial power. I do not want to give the exact number, but it is obtainable and around. And he summons an army of bees. More bees than I've ever seen summoned in one location at one moment. Now imagine if those were fire bees. That would cause mass exterminatus on an entire station. And I personally would love to see it one round. Just one round. To add to the lore and mythos on the wiki. Like the Crash Witch. Sanguis, the sigil of blood, consumes blood on itself to provide power. Use sacrificial dagger on blood on this sigil to store power. So you would cut yourself on the sigil or pour an IV bag on it. This could be very interesting on how to gain power for your spell. There's other ways though. There's Aqua, the sigil of water. Extendo, the sigil of reach, can be used to increase the targeting range of rituals for 2 energy. Exalto, the sigil of power, provides 1 strength if it's the only one of its kind. Objectum, the sigil of objects, can be used to target objects on the sigil or nearby objects if additional range is added. Cost 1 energy. Sano, the sigil of healing. Mutatio, the sigil of change. Homonym, the sigil of humans, can be used to target nearby humans. If blood or body parts are placed on top, the owner will be targeted. If within range, costs 1 energy. Targeting a specific person costs 5 additional energy. Conditum. When used as the core of a ritual, this will store all excess power and strength in a spirit shard. Evoco is the sigil of summoning. This is what you would use in conjunction with the bee to summon a bee. And Portis, the sigil of travel and transportation. With all these different combinations and using them properly, when you speak all the ones you draw on the ground, in proper combination, a fantastical event happens. This is very interesting stuff. Obviously semi-locked behind word-of-mouth knowledge and having space bucks. This really gives the chaplain something to do in October, which is really cool. And this gives assistants things to do. And all the special roles. The chaplain could literally organize a mass fundraising event to actually use the chapel for amazing content. I really want people to go out there and see this stuff. The combinations are truly endless, like everything with Goonstation. Completely bottomless rabbit hole. And if you are a rich spaceman or woman out there, you definitely wanna donate to the cause, go to the chapel, bring space bucks, and try this content out this October. Secondly, everybody needs to go to the Goonstation Discord. Give some admin feedback. If you witness this stuff, if you try it out, if you want to try it out, tell them what you think of it. I want to thank the entire Goon coding team for all their great work. But this sigil / Eldritch / thaumaturgy is amazing. And I really think they should add it to the game after October, maybe on like a weekly basis, maybe thaumaturgy Thursdays, until they iron out all the details. At the current state that this content is in, it's the equivalent of the Grand Theft Auto raining bombs down on your enemy if you have enough money mechanism. Now the difference is people don't know how to make the bombs with this ritual system yet. But there's people tinkering with this and having a lot of fun with it and creating amazing things with it. and I would like to be there to witness it because this is some cool content. So get to the chapel, inform the chaplain, look for the ritual box, get started. You want to do this content while it's here. My mind is blown. Thank you guys for watching. Give a thumbs up if you like it, a thumbs down if you didn't. Consider subscribing to the channel. It would really help out. Most of the people that watch these videos are just people that pass on through or that watch whenever a video comes out, but I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Thank you very much for watching.